This is Today Live TV coming to you live from Sino County. As you are watching, we are posted at the entrance where we await the arrival of Sino County newly appointed Superintendent Honorable Ellis Naslewian. So wheresoever you are, keep following Today Live TV, share the video, send us a comment where you're watching us from. So as you see in the as you are seeing, the dedication is coming. The dedication being escorted by motorcyclists. The dedication being escorted by motorcyclists. The dedication being escorted by motorcyclists. So at the back, you are seeing the convoy is coming. Elders and town chiefs are all here. Elders and town chiefs. So right here you see another person from all the way Kakabo. Welcome to Today Live TV, sir. Your name?
Very, very fine. This is Gabriel M. Wisa, District County District Commission for Sabo in River Dube.
From River Dube. So why are you here for? Can you tell the public?
I'm here to welcome, to receive our county district superintendent in the county.
Thank you very much. So we are here getting the view of people. So yeah, this is the district superintendent for Kwara State District. Welcome to Today Live TV, Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Junior. It's a pleasure.
So what is the sentiment of you when you come to a meeting the county superintendent?
All right, thank you. I'm very much overwhelmed. We are here with all of our chiefs from our South District to get our son, our brother and friend, from Alexander Naslewian to get a racing welcome in the county.
Okay, thank you. So as I said, we are here. We are taking it downtown. We are here. Me is the back of us. So the county superintendent is here. So good afternoon, West.
You show you the challenge to see it. Show on the side. Let's see everywhere. See. The basket of info. Amen. Yeah. So all the practice. I'm not my belief to that is program explain it to you. What's up, man? You good? Yeah.
How you coming?
I'm okay. How are you, Jerry?
Yeah. So you can take out your away.
Yeah. So this is the entire area, like this is the ground floor. You still want to take a load through the ground floor?
Yeah.
All right.
We own the ground floor. And the people who know about it.
Like I said, the ground floor is divided into various sections where we have the streaming lab, we have some operation rooms here, bathroom, offices, and various places for workers also. We will take a look, you see it, and then we go upstairs to see where the patient is going to be. These are all service places. These are all service places going to be there. So you see workers on site.
Forget about that.
Another place, but we have materials in there.
At the warehouse there, I should show all each other into two. You're seeing it? Come, play camera. Come. Yo. So they still taking about you. You're like the video you're sharing all the way. As you go.
Like I said, we got various offices, various partitions, and other things here. And this is a bathroom. So one thing about this building is it's spacious enough that everywhere you go, you don't have to walk long, you see a bathroom. Because anybody can reach here at any time. And moreover, this is a hospital that, we will not want to put patient in a strenuous situation that they will have to walk or march alone so that they can mess up on themselves. No. So every time you walk, you see bathroom. We have already passed more than 4 bathrooms over there. Yeah. So we stay in the process of the installation of cameras and other things. We will take note as we continue to go. So you see general consult room. This is another office. Like the cashier, like I said, you're seeing it. So you see, one thing I need to tell you is this is the medical gas installation. Yeah, this is one new work that is going on right now in the building, and it's very major. That's cardinal that have to do with the hospital. So this is the installation. There's a room that you have to see the main connection to, but we didn't go there. Maybe we'll come back to it later. So we'll go upstairs to the first floor.
So we're going upstairs on the first floor. Development that's true. There I go. At the new Redemption Hospital, I'll show you the in total and the out total of the building. So now we're in the in total. See my road door.
So now you see when you get to the first floor, you can view the building. How is it like? So maybe you might be wondering, you say, but what about long things in Korea? These are all chimneys. Yeah, it's called chimneys. These are all chimneys for ventilation, and it also helps when we go in front. You see the excavation area, the ones for it, just to keep the building good and with a good ventilation. Yeah, so we'll go to one of the rooms. The rooms are all the same, especially the rooms. They are all the same. So you see, you can tell from each ward to tell you how many rooms going to be here. You can check from the connection will tell you how many beds supposed to be here. So these are the electrical works going on and the biomedical work going on also for various beds, like oxygen and other things that will be going on as well. So to tell you for this room, the bathroom is right here. These are the bathroom for it. Both toilet, commode, everything.
Okay, I see. So you see everything. Sit down. You see the bathroom. Okay, let's go.
One reason why we have this space is because, some patients would like to walk, the tired lying down, they want to walk. The more you capture the natural breeze, the more better you become. So that's why we have this place here.
Okay.
Yeah, just to feel nature.
Development at Sibo, you still going? Yes. See, looking. Yeah. I'm an officer.
And they have the utility centralized the clean room. You saying it? So all of these stations or all of these rooms have the next aid station. You understand?
As you can't choose. Yep.
The same way with the bathroom right before there.
Level.
So we have started installing AC also.
You see the AC, everything.
Camera.
Show the other side. Show so. Other AC than seeing it. You see how the yard looking in the hospital, you seeing it. They'll say in New York. Now in Labroya, work to Kawe. There go. You go see.
Alright, so now this is the close of building A. This building is a joint building, but it's divided into two, that is building A, building B. So this is the joint of this is the end of building A. Right now, going further is building B. So this is building B, and building B also to have the same facility as well, but with different offices, different rooms, the same. So we take it this way. This is the clean mirror storage, and also the staff and floor. And this is the PICU room also, one of the major rooms in the entire hospital. Yeah, care unit. So PICU. In the corridor to it, we have a bathroom, and over there, that's the office over there for it. And the bathroom also for it as well. Like I told you earlier, you don't have to work or stress yourself too much as an ill person to go like going downstairs to the bathroom. I won't go this way to the bathroom. So if there is any other bathroom, is filled or whatever, there is an alternative. Yeah.
It is built the college of international standards.
And then this is the staff lodge, and also this is a seminar room. Maybe they want to have conference or whatever, teaching, something like that. And then the communication office. And the library, the lab, just like that. And they have their own library right here. So like you don't have to stress. Yeah. And you see the same thing, the bathroom also that's there. Just wait for them.
Come on. Come on inside. I'll put the bag aside and go. You have to sit on the side. You have to sit on the side.
The same room.
Yeah.
These are all patient wall. These are all patient wall. But this side, you notice that the way the bathroom is for building A is not the same way as building B. So you can take one walk through. You see it? You can open one through. And the reason it is sealed up is because we're still working on it. We don't want to leave it open, and workers how they be sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just the same extending.
So we're still going through. You have like the flow you're sharing. Let's see how retention hospital looking. Showing that side, let's see it. Showing all there, let's see it. Bring the camera through. Show the whole side. Show that whole side. You're seeing it, that retention hospital there. Bring it back. Bring it to me. Show on this side. Show them all the bathroom, the staff bathroom. You see how it looking? At the safety room on our side.
Another patient wall this way.
Wow, let me go here. So you're seeing the patient wall. Now the patient wall. You seeing it? That the new retention hospital that we in here now. That the other bathroom right down there. So you see everywhere looking. And the whole area will get ACU. If you don't know about the building, you get lost. I swear to God, if you don't know about the building, you will lost.
All right, so this is the canteen where food will be prepared for, patients, and also there, the building over there is the laundry, where they will wash the patient clothes, the bed, and every other thing. The laundry room and this is the laundry building, and this is the canteen building also. So there's going to be an overhead covered here, where when it coming down with the materials, what if rainfalling, we don't want this to be an overhead roof. We don't want this place to be open, but it's ongoing construction already. They're working on it, so there'll be a roof at least to protect it also. But we will go down and you will enter in it, you will see everything.
All right. Yeah. So now they're taking us to the operation room. You go and see the operation. Show them the flower, that Redemption Hospital. Eh?
Like the back.
Yeah, you don't know. The cleaners and I even finish here looking. You finish here looking at this way. So we're going to the operation room. Yeah? Yeah, we say now. Won't play.
And this is building B, ground floor, which is from upper floor. So building B has a lot of things, and this is the electrical room where we have all of the electrical wires, installation, everything here, like you can see on it. So this part of the building should have been the mortuary, but due to him, sometimes we hear this person died and we bring it to the same building. Other we got patients due to fear and other things. They, ministers sorry that they said no to that. It's not a good idea. So they demolished it and then they changed it. So now it's a lobby area, waiting room. Like that, you can be waiting for family. Many people can come to the hospital. Everybody will enter all the offices, so you can be waiting.
So we stay touring around. As you can see, we stay in the total. So show them the New Redemption Hospital.
So this is the cafeteria.
So when they talk about cafeteria, here you can say you boss it. You can hear, yeah, the kitchen. If you're not cooking your food, sit down outside, you boss it.
Oh gosh. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching us from. I don't know, something's wrong with my camera these days, guys. It looks like I'm in a foggy area. I can see it really dull. I don't know what's going on with it, but please bear with me. So, welcome to the Nightly Exchange, guys. Thank you for being so patient. I know that recitation, you guys are used to it, but yeah, I'll still say it till we get it together. It's Thanksgiving weekends, guys. Everybody's busy, especially me. Just came from out shopping for Thanksgiving. The only reason I'm on here is because we're not going to be here tomorrow. I'm pretty sure everybody will be tired after Thanksgiving dinner, and all you'll want to do is lay down and sleep. That's what I want to do. That's what I plan to do, right? So we just want to come here this evening, even though it's late, and say hi. Please share the show. Please share it. Share it. Go on your YouTube, your Facebook, and give it a share, a like, subscribe, follow, whatever you do on these social media handles, okay? Please do that and come back. Let's just have a little chit chat and just call it a night, okay? I appreciate you always, like I always said, right? The video that I just played is sorry to bring you that little take that looking like one, but I had the real, big screen one, but Amy, she misplaced it again. So I promise that if you were enjoying it, we'll play it maybe sometimes next week. So we can all see her. This is a very nice hospital renovation that's going on. It's massive, and that's I think it started in, like they said, it started in during the uh, Eddie Johnson administration, and it's still not done. So the government came back, I guess, started on the Unity Party, ends on the Unity Party, maybe. The whole thing about building hospitals and building schools and building this and stuff, if you already have this structure that is there, that just needs to be like, renovated, instead of wasting money and starting from squash, if you can do, um, I think they added something, like they added like a portion on there on that hospital, and they're making it really modern, like really, really modern. It's nice. It's a big project. You don't hear about these projects on the social media like we hear about other so-called $10 million projects. You don't hear about these ones. Like that's the only thing that about the whole advocacy that turns me off. If you want to be balanced, you want to be fair, show everything, and then you can pick on which one you think is not being done the right way or being funded the right way. That is your right to do so. But if you just pick up projects and just want to manipulate the public's minds and about, oh, this is going on when it's not actually happening, when you don't even know the ins and out about that project, and you just give it a figure that is being spent on it, and you see something like these, like what we were just showing, like real life changing that way. I hope the government will not just renovate and just leave it like that. They should equip it and make sure our people in that area be ready to use it and be really comfortable with using it, right? So these are some of the things that we need to be talking about. Our country is not there yet, not to where we want it to be. It's a lot of bad things we see happening in and out of government, and we try to highlight it all the time, right? But when we see these little things happening, I don't think in Liberia they have anything modernized. Everything that is there now is all old and beat up and still using the same old school and stuff. So if efforts are being made to upgrade some of these things, I mean, I'm happy, right? Because if we can't afford to have everything else, I think we have few there. We have JFK needs to be upgraded to a modern facility. I don't know if it is or not. And where's the other one? And that's Redemption. And what other one? I mean, all the government hospital needs to be, the public hospitals need to be up to standard. That people, and not just like everything that you can find in it, a Western world, to everything that our people every time. Oh, I want to go to India. I want to take my family to India, to Ghana, to this when I need so thousand. I need people to help me. When those hospitals are well equipped to renovate it into a modern standard with everything in it, at least then they would just, if they had to look for the money to have they in a hospital, not be thinking about flying, money to fly, money to eat while they're there, money for boarding, and all of that. It kind of relieves them from some of the stress, and it's a good thing, right? And when some of us go but back home, we don't have to be worried about, oh, what hospital I have to go to, this hospital. We'll be comfortable enough or if we have to go to the hospital, go to the hospital there and stuff. So it's baby steps, but yeah, I think it's a good thing, but I will definitely find a bigger stream video to play it when next week when we come back, God's willing. That was just a little tease. I watched it today and I was like, wow, this is massive. This is yeah, I like this. Anything that will benefit the people. I like it. And make our country look good. Clean, better. That's my and then my number one, the most on my list, security. That's my thing. Yes. Because my thing is this is what I believe, right? If let's say God forbid, even if everybody was there's no money, everybody's suffering in the country and this, that, and that, as long as the queue, right? As long as you can walk in the street 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock without worrying about anybody bothering you and doing anything, harming you or anything like that. People would be out there trying to, even when the ones that are doing like the low, like we call like with a market or whatever, you will see them out there late. I told you, I keep telling you that those are things that when I was in Liberia as a young age, those are things that I was used to seeing, people out there late selling, doing whatever. So they choose to go home. I think we need to get back to those time and anything else you can get through any country for that matter. You can get through anything as long as that country is secure and moving. So that's what making number one on my list, security. Why we doing a little development here and there, security too should be, also up there with everybody, with the government. Not everybody, but I mean, we all can be a part of that, and get back to that place of brotherly love, sisterly affection. That's Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. But yes, that's the kind of life I think that's how it was in that's how it was in Africa, because everybody was everybody's keeper. So I miss that, even though I'm not there, but I'm not seeing it. So I miss that. And when I decide to go back home, I want to see that. Or when I decided to take my kids home, I wanted to see that. Right? Because boy, we sit here all the time telling these kids some stories. Oh, if you were back home, then they will whoop your butt, and they will do that. Then you go back and you see the kids respecting the neighbors. So you're telling them all these stories all the time, right? And then they'll go back home is even worse than the ones they see here. You lied to me, mommy. Like you know how horrible that is. So they'll tell them, no, I did not lie to you. Time has just changed, But hopefully I don't tell my kids that. Yeah, I don't tell them that. Because all the time when I talk to my daughter, I'd be like, where I come from, right? I'll try to make it look like, don't play with me. I'm not from here. Every time I tell her where I come from, this is what is happening. Where I come from, this is what happened. So she looked at me, she was 5 years old. She looked at me one day, she said, Mommy, where you come from? Every time you tell me where you come from, I started cracking up. I said, you'll know when I take you there. So I always used to tell she and her brother when they're doing something. I said, when I finish with you, I would do you would move you. I would send you right back to Africa. She looked at me one time. She said, Mommy, he was never there. I said, when he go back there, he would realize whether he was there or not. But yeah, it's so much story that you tell your kids about, the continent, and sometimes it's sad to see like what it has become, but we are hopeful, right? And believe that God will do his own thing and pray and lead the rest of God and do what we can do as human and lead the rest of God. That's the thing. And another story to my daughter, my same daughter, she is so like she's one of the kids that would look at you like you're a hypocrite, mommy. she one of the kids that would do that. So she would look at me and she like every time her stomach full, she wanted food when you give it to her, right? How back when they say you want to eat, don't send in the food. You spoiling it. Do this and do that. So hey to Ray. So she will go. She when she eats, she will leave the food in the bowl and then she will put it with the she full. I said, you can't do that. You have to eat all that food. I said, where I come from, kids will be there. Where I come from, she said. One time she looked at me too and she said, well, mommy, can we send it to them? Because I'm full. I said, I wish it was that easy to just do it and just throw it. I'll take all your food, all your everything here, like you always taking for granted and just throw it over there. But yeah, those kids, man. What's up to Ray?
Hey, me, what's up? What's up with you? What's up with our viewers? Those are
Look, I'm
following
having
us.
a bad feedback from my. I don't know if my computer is telling me it's time to let it go, but I'm having a bad sound. I don't know.
You
You hear me, right?
well, I mean, the reception is good. I'm not finding anything.
Oh, okay. So I'm getting it from whoever. Even when I was playing the video, you were supposed to send me the video to read it, so I had to play that funny looking thing. When I was playing the video, the feedback like it kept sounding like some grainy thing, and I'm getting that same thing from you. Yeah, but yeah, it's my computer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it has been a very exciting run.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for you to let it go.
Let it go.
There is there is there is this Black Friday that people always, it's right around the corner.
Black
It's
Friday
actually,
is a scam. I don't believe in Black Friday.
I'm not. Yeah, I've been doing that scheme for a very long time. So I just try to stay away from. I don't know the last time I went on
It's
Black
that
Friday.
hype. Yeah,
It's
people be.
ridiculous. But yeah, Amy, what's up with you? What is happening?
I did, yeah. So, Nira want us to talk about the First Lady office. What about it?
The first lady.
I
What's
didn't
up
hear.
about the first lady?
So I wasn't keeping up with news today, guys. I was so busy. So much going on. So, yeah, I want to know what's going on with the First Lady office.
Any new thing about the first lady?
I think that's what they're trying to tell us.
Well,
He want us to talk about it, but
all I can say about the first lady.
the First
All I
Lady.
can say about the first lady, she's a very humble lady. Like, and very, very, like, I feel like you don't know people afar, but when you really get in close proximity with them, then you tend to really get that sense of humility and just like well-rounded
Yeah.
and not even I'm getting that feedback from you.
You getting it?
Yeah, and and just there's a very laid back, absolutely engaging. It could be something that you get onto, in your around your
Go out and come back to Ray.
Huh?
But go on. You can keep on something. I'll be
Yeah,
back.
so it almost like there is something interfering with. I don't think it's the gadget itself. All you need, if you have any tab open, we can close all your tabs and stuff like that. But yeah. So the first lady, she's very, very interesting woman. She's very, very hilarious. To be quite honest, hilarious and very, very much aware of everything too. Trust me, she knows everything that goes on. She knows who be talking trash about her husband. She knows these things. She follows these things. Trust me, I've had an interaction with her. I've talked to her, and by just that little brief interaction I had with her, and some of the questions that she asked me, and how she didn't get to know me, it's just amazing. She Touré. I remember the face. I was like, do you really follow the network I used to be on at the time doing the election? Obviously, you know. She said, yeah, with Nelson Collette. I was like, yeah. And he said, yes. I used to follow your show all the time. Then that right there, that definitely had me to respect her. I mean, obviously, I respect her long before that, but it just helped me add a little bit of layer to that level of respect that I once had for her. Because what that interaction with her informed me about was the fact that she's somebody who's on top of things. She's somebody who's absolutely engaged with the status quo, the whole processes and what is happening in the country. Newsmaker, opinion leaders, people that are impacting society, people that are impacting conversation, people that are like putting themselves on record, commentators, pundits, and social media, personalities, that just, I was like, whoa, so what is going on, and I just get to tell me that she knows Soiree, Amy, obviously, Alfred, Konawa, Zizi, Moba, Sharif, Amy, and the list goes on and on, man. Like all the guys that were with us on that midnight program, So that right there is just something, guys. Y'all bear with me. I just literally, I came from taking a nap. Amy, I didn't want to have Amy won't be on the platform, so y'all bear with me until I can get myself, upbeat on this thing. So yeah, man. So like, that's the kind of first lady we want to see. Someone who just not, like relaxed. And for her age and to be that much involved in everything that is happening, people that are impacting, what a significant or just a little bit of contribution to the national discourse. And she said, well, of someone like us, that tells me a lot about her. That she's in tune. She said where, and she's but yeah, obviously her engagement with rehabilitating and remodeling hospitals and stuff like that, that too can come to play. Because like the first lady, like in America here where I live, there's not a definite role, or at least a prescribed role for a first lady. Yeah, mostly like in the White House, speaking of America now, it's like in the White House, host maybe picnic here and there, read some children books, visit libraries, you know what I mean? Like that's what first lady do around here. But to see our own first lady with her age going to rural places, helping to impact local hospitals, maternity facilities, women health is very top on her agenda. Children health, all of that stuff. So at least she's leveraging, her talent, her skill set, her office, her position as a first lady, all that, just trying to do something out of that. I mean, that is amazing. You cannot do anything but to respect that. You cannot do anything but to just admire that. So yeah, man. So Labrador is trending positively. Don't allow anybody to tell you otherwise. Liberia is trending positively. I mean, everything is not obviously the way we anticipated. But again, we understand maybe to use Admiral Connor's saying that we should manage our expectations. Manage our expectations. I think there couldn't have been a better saying that could sort of encapsulate than saying manage your expectations. And I too, maybe my expectation was so high, giving the individual, giving the man in President Joseph Numa Boakai, his experience, his wisdom as an elderly statesman, and his motivation at this latter stage of his life, I saw that this was a man who was, at the very, very, last straw, because once you hit your 79 up to 89, I mean, you know what I mean? So the motivation, or at least in terms of having any sort of motivation of being corrupt, or motivation of trying to amass wealth, or motivation of having any other, ambition outside of just delivering for the Liberian people and just, further expanding on his already established legacy. To add on to that this was the man that was the catalyst of what became a new Liberia. I saw that possibility, and I still see that. Like, I see that up to this day, that there is this burgeoning possibility that GMB can actually sail through this and become the man responsible for the rebranding of this new Liberia that we are all so desperately in need of. So I did not see anything other than him having that swagger, that playbook. Because come on, man, what's GMB motivation? GMB is not a guy who's trying to go look for, 10 in somewhere in the corner. GMB is not the kind of guy that will send 3, 4, 5 girlfriends of his to Dubai or England or America for vacation, Ghana and other places. You don't expect that from GMB, right? So my expectation was there'll be no distraction. There'll be no external distraction. If there'll be any distraction, will be done internally, like what we're seeing with everything that's happening, but nothing external, right? So that gave me a hope that JMB can be the guy, and I still maintain that up to this day. I might have other reservations. I might have other, point of contention, point of disappointment. But it still does not negate the fact that you're seeing an elderly statement that can actually, change the status quo of impunity, the status quo of lack of accountability, the status quo of mediocrity, the status quo of doing the same thing over and over and not expecting different result, but the same result. So I personally felt that this was the man for the job with everything I just listed. But again, it's still there's still a possibility. I still believe that JMB can still deliver on those anticipated goals that I had, as far as doing the needful, and taking the mantle of authority to for the Liberian people. So this is absolutely a golden opportunity. Golden opportunity for JMB to become the very head of state that took Liberia from zero to hero and become the key architect of the transformation of Liberia, as we can see what he's doing right now. I saw a video at from Redemption Hospital, and I saw this place. I mean, in terms of land space, it is humongous.
Man.
It is absolutely breathtaking. And I'm like, yo, when this hospital is completed, they will have literally everything. It's like, it reminded me of University of Pennsylvania.
That's what it's gonna look like.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how big it is. Like, and the tour JMB son did today, going inside, I saw some facility, I saw some engineering, texture and stuff like that. It looked different. This is not a hospital that I don't think they were even constructed by Liberians, because the people that I saw working there today, they look like experts. They look like people that were imported to come and work on this hospital. Not to take anything away from our engineer, but you know what I mean?
Engineers sometimes be engineering.
Our engineers sometimes they be, but what I saw today, I mean,
that stuff is too big for them.
they were doing something. I mean, come on, man. Our engineers have not been put to a task like that since challenging time. So it's not like they're not capable, but they have not been exposed.
They're capable. They're just not,
right. So
being serious and focused on it.
Right.
That's all.
So that was that. That definitely, man. I mean, I'm telling you, if you see the yard is huge.
Yeah, I will
and the bathroom
and play it next week. That's what I was saying, because
and the lady was like, these halls carries bathroom for every, I don't know how many feet there's a bathroom.
Yes, it should be.
And these bathrooms are very well equipped with so many things. And I just hope what I saw today, they have not even completed the work yet. People already claim, people always maintaining the grass on the lawn. So, because that's one thing we definitely need to get involved with: hygiene. Talking about housekeeping, we need to have housekeeper in every corner. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, Labrador do well, honor the old man. And I know sometimes it's hard when people that you don't expect to do good. It's like your ex. Nobody wishes well for their ex, especially when they break up with you. You want it to be miserable for the rest of their life. But I don't subscribe to that mentality though. But sometimes people see their ex doing well outside of their relationship, it kind of make you to caution yourself. So I'm saying this for
Amen.
to just present this case. You know, CDC, they had the opportunity with the country, and you know, they were in marriage with the Liberian people. They treated the Liberian people badly, bruised Liberians up, you know, lip busted, eye swollen, you know, ankle messed up. Then they're going on a new relationship with JMB. And now you're seeing the glow now. It's like, you know, they are glowing like Amy face. You know, and they have found a new joy. They have found a new, you know, protector. You know, and to let go of that protector now is it become, you know what I mean? And the worst thing someone can do is to recapture an ex that is in a very new situation.
For wedding.
They explain tire.
No evidence.
No evidence, Amy. It's like you see your ex doing well with all the trauma and
especially you couldn't do right by that person.
Right. And that person go find somebody that is
then you say you will bring your Ginger Rouse story.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You would talk until
we'll get you mad to sit and cry.
This darking don't come, man. You will not make it. You cannot make it.
Absolutely. So I think what the G. Milton was talking about was the former First Lady office, which I found in. Spoon, this is posted by Spoon. It's a court order BMC. What's that? Forgive me, y'all.
BMC?
Yeah, BMC.
That's an acronym for what?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I thought it was going to put something there for you to do the acronym, but is there a court order BMC to produce documents in Clyde Hope Foundation construction probe? So what now? Criminal Court A has issued a right of subpoena. Ordering the management of building materials center BMC. Okay, building material center. That's what it is. Ordering the building material. Oh, maybe they took. Well, let me finish reading, then we'll talk about it. Ordering the building material center to appear and produce details, financial and constructual record relating to the construction of the Clyde Hope Foundation, a high-profile project now under scrutiny. The order issued under the November term of courts and signed by court clerk Gabriel J. Smith stems from a petition filed by the Assets and Property Retriever Task Force, chaired by Councilor Edwin K. Martin. The task force is seeking access to a wide range of documents believed to be in BMC possession. According to the right, BMC General Manager, Chief Executive Officer, shareholder, and or those acting under their authorities are commanded to appear before His Honor Roosevelt J. This dude's name is always in it. Roosevelt J. Willie. Yeah. Resident Circle Judge of Criminal Court A on Thursday, November 27, 2025 at 10 a.m. Document demanded. The court order requires BMC to produce the construction contract for the Clyde Hope Foundation, payment vouchers, checks issued during the construction, prior official payment receipt. Hey, the bill of quantities, BOQ, all other payments and development documents associated with the project. These records are expected to aid the task force ongoing investigation into assets, financial flaws, and potential irregularities linked to the high-profile foundation. Court warns of consequences for non-compliance. The rights instructs and sheriff and the sheriffs of Montserrado County to formally serve the order and command the official return be filed with the clerk of courts. The clerk of courts. The document further warned that failure by BMC to comply with the subpoena will result in unspecified legal consequences. The case marked another significant steps in the government border assets recovery and accountability campaign, which has intensified over the past year. Terrell, this is the big one. Thank you, Nira. And wow, this one is hitting home.
It is a big one.
It's a big fish to catch, you know. I mean,
it speaks volume. It speaks volume.
You think they are on the right path here? They are there in the should I say are they right for the doing? What is my question I'm trying to ask? Come on, it's in my head, but it's not coming out.
Are they proceeding in the right way? Are they?
No, not proceeding the right way, but going after this property and investigating whatever into it, right? Is it the right thing to do?
Well, I mean, everything you read over there, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? There is absolutely no ambiguity. You know, it's as clear as daylight. It just gets it speaks to volume as to how things really happen on the CDC, and I mean, and they keep uncovering all of these literally unsophisticated maneuvering done by a very unsophisticated administration.
Do you think they have some kind of whistle blowing into this whole foundation?
Of course,
like
but that's
laundering going through it, and they're trying to like kind of uncover it. You think that's why they're doing this?
But this government is I mean, the past government, I mean, was overwhelming, like in terms of money laundering and other financial misapplications and improprieties and stuff like that. Like, I mean, you almost cannot be wrong when you really say these things. By not even saying allegedly, because it was so done in the open. And it all stemmed from the fact that the way they started with the whole $25 million mop-up exercise.
Why
that
does it
kind
look
of
like we're wearing the
laid the
same color
groundwork.
today?
What?
Why does it look like we're wearing the same color?
You know, it's kind of laid the whole foundation as to how their government are going to proceed. Because one thing I do know for a fact, whatever you do, that's why people always say, put your best foot in front. Your approach to anything, the very day, do not take it for granted.
Yeah.
Your first day on a job, the way you're going to approach that job, that will lay the foundation for how you're going to try, you know, like follow suit with it. And these guys came in, they were very gun blazing, reckless, you know. It's like somebody who just saw elephant meat. And all they could look for, they didn't know whether that meat was actually, they didn't know whether that elephant died from a flu. They didn't care whether it was accidental. That elephant might have died from poisoning. They didn't care. They saw like, bro, as soon as they took over, the men started making moves. You know what I mean? They started making moves, financially implicating themselves, doing things brazenly, absolutely, with absolutely no remorse. You know, they left their footprint and handprint and
everywhere
and
on the currency.
everywhere, literally.
That's not a smart criminal.
You know what I'm saying? And then not only did they do that, they also verbalized it in an open. That's how unsophisticated they were, including that they amended the call Nathaniel Falo McGill. This dude came. I was in a hall that day, ULA event on Industrial Highway, right, literally like 5 minutes from me, right. At a hotel there, they had an event. You know, he was visiting
ULA or whatever, something.
Right, ULA. It was ULA annual, program. This dude went, took the microphone, pronounced that it's about time that we put ULA on government budget. I mean, just hear that out and see the insanity, of that statement. I put ULA on government budget. And he justified that by saying that because ULA always helping librarian in Labrador, so it's time for all to help.
You need to put all the librarians get on the
put it on government budget.
You need to put all the librarians in the U.S. on government something there. If that is the
and
case.
one fine man, I don't know the gentleman name, but if anybody in the hall that day, the gentleman walked up, grabbed the mic from him, and told him, Mr. Secretary of State, with all due respect. That's what he said. He could have been one Congo papi. You know what I mean? He said, with all due respect, I think this is absolutely insane. That's what the man said. Then the man, he still won't grab the mic to justify. The man said, like, no, you can't do that. See, ULA is a non-profit.
Yeah, non-profit something.
Non-profit, non-governmental. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say let's put ULA on the budget. I don't know. I think the man was smoking that night or I think he was drinking. But it was absolutely wrong. For a minister of state to make that kind of pronouncement.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But it also tells you, Amy, this is what happens when people get so emboldened, lack of accountability. They do some of the most disgusting and ridiculous thing that you ever imagine. Yeah, that's what happened.
So with this thing, I asked you that because I have my own perspective on this, right? I think that, when people want to play politics, they would see this as, as like everything, like to see everything else. Because if we want to pay attention to those people, the right thing will never be done in Liberia, right? Because people, as somebody succeeded, so if they did something wrong, they're not supposed to go after them. And that mean you witch hunting or you're not uniting country. No, we're united. Well, this is what we voted for, right? This is what we campaigned for the culture of impunity to stop in Liberia, right? So if it's being done now, then you come out, they're sending the opposition, they're sending to hell with you. Who's saying that? You don't love Liberia. If you sit on those platforms and be talking those nonsense, excuse my French today, y'all, because I am so mad when I hear people talking these flow out of their lips and pretending to care about Liberia, but they just mad, spraying their venens all over the place that everybody should suck it up because they are personally affected or, or hurt about something. So everybody else should feel it, right? Selfishness. It's kind of like the whole Mr. Cummings thing, like, oh, if I don't make it in the second round, I will support an opposition candidate, right? And then when they push King to shove or shove King to push, however way to say it, he built out on us, right? So, dude, you were telling us all this time this man is not good for this country. This is like the country is damaged. The country is under this person. And then if you don't make it to the second round, you already promised that. Should that even be anything they call consultation? I'm meeting with my party to see which way they want to go. Should that even be an option, Stuart? That should be an automatic a decision right there. Like, no, it's not happening. But if you go and your party jumping into goes on another guy, it made me feel so. This is why I felt so disappointed in Mr. Cummings. Like, so this is like everybody else. If it's not me, let the damn mother effer burn. That's how it is. You know, if I'm involved, there's something wrong, right? Let somebody else do it. But if I'm not, let it burn to ashes. And then even people that were even mad in the whole election process that was telling us for 6 years that we was wrong. All of them went are trying to support we. I have no respect for people like that. You understand what I'm saying? So this is like people claiming to love Liberia, claiming to want change in Liberia. And then when things started being done, they try to politicize it and say, oh, somebody hunting that opponent. Or somebody wish something, or somebody not uniting the country. Who the hell told you so? By you holding people accountable, that's not uniting country. But when you're letting people go, letting the culture of impunity to continue, then that's uniting the country. No, that is not it. Right? That is not it. The only time I would see problem with it, I'll find problem with these things, if you just getting up all waiting there with no evidence, no proof, no nothing, and stop going after those people, I definitely will have a problem with it. Because then that's not uniting the country. They have a propensity doing, creating some kind of problem in the country, because then nobody will see your government or your entity as an access recovery or whatever. Nobody will find it credible anymore. So, but if you have the evidence, if you have the leaks, if you have everything, the documentation to prove those claims, to do whatever, by all means, dig up every day about it. That's something, and I'll be there supporting you, because this foundation was something with government money, right? Money that it was given to a first lady office. So if this is a government project, well, how come she's taking this as a private? This is where my confusion comes in the whole thing. How come she's taking it? Well, how come it's not for the Liberian people? She's taking it as a private thing that she's keeping. So I mean, they have every right. So as long as it was government money that was sent to those first lady's office or whatever, they have every right, if they feel some type of way to say, oh, it wasn't used right, they have every right to go after, to order, to do all of those things. And I don't think anything wrong with it. And they probably got leaked that, some of those money laundering, how like the Finabono thing, like, oh, we are giving the government services and stuff like that, but then they found out there was no services there that they were providing to the government, but yet they were getting these money going into their accounts and stuff. Who knows? Oh, this is how many $1 million this thing costs, and it didn't even cost that much. So it's I think it's right for them to dig out every, turn every stones over, whatever, however they say it. To where I'm not turning to you tonight, saying it the wrong way, but that's okay. We would say it, okay? And then, the Access Recovery talk about 40 names, 40 names that when it's something that they were going after, maybe this could be one of them, And this is no witch hunt. If the former first lady, the office, all those people that claim they used haven't done anything wrong, they did the right thing. Everything was, legal, legit, and there's no reason why you shouldn't show up to provide these documents that they are, demanding, that they are asking you for. I don't see anything wrong with it. And I think the Access Recovery will always come on these shows. Oh, what happened to them? They're dead. And I told them, like George and other people on the show, I said, be careful. When these people get up, y'all be to see more people crying for wish hunt. So I look forward to that wish hunt narrative where George comes on. Go ahead. Go ahead. But you're right. Do you think that these people were emboldened by what happened in the Madam Sharif second term? Things that happened and it got away, and all Madam Sharif said was she took responsibility, or she take responsibility, and nothing else was done by them. Who that the we are led government are supposed to do something about it. They did nothing, and they came and just continued. So you think what had happened emboldened them to like just go on steroid like they did instead of doing one of these things? Or you think it was their own, because they just know that this is Liberia. Nobody get held accountable for anything anyway. We're not doing it to this government. Even the next government kind of want to do that one, so they will not do it to us. I mean, what is that recipe here? Because I really want to know.
Well, I mean, it's a combination of both. It's a combination of both. It's the fact that they were reckless, bunch of unsophisticated actors and actresses, and also they were in the country for 6 years. I mean, for 12 years under Africa first female president administration, where corruption continued to ravish in the country. And she could not take any accountability. Well, she did took accountability, but she took accountability on ground, as if to say she owns
our words. Yeah,
she owns the funds, right? When you're going to take accountability for someone embezzling and corrupting public money, then you take accountability by restituting the money, by paying the money back. But you don't just take accountability as if to say, "Oh, I'm Madam Salif, and I'm the
these are 12 years old,
right?
They don't
And
know better.
I can say I just take accountability for my son corrupting money and without paying them, like, you know what I mean? So these guys saw that, because at the end of the day, man, we are all moved by people around us. We are inspired by people around us. You know how people talk about, your village or your community have a profound impact in shifting who you become. That is not an excuse for people making poor judgment or people doing bad things. But we can also look at it to be a factor, because you live in an environment. You hang out with all these boys. You guys go to the same bar, you drink, all that stuff. And you see what they're doing. They are not flexing with their own inheritance. They are flexing from the coffers of the state. So if you have similar opportunity, you can see why McGill want to bury his mom, in opulence.
Or whatever they call it.
You know what I'm saying? Because now it's almost like I didn't have it before. I was renting a 2-bedroom, but now I'm sitting over as Minister of State. I got abundance of resources. I can just call any head of agency and tell them, my man, that $25 million, see the sign for you over there. I got $5 million inside. This is how the country is corrupt. That the reason why you saw that they declared the plane. The transportation director saying on there, asking you question, did you get this money? We approve it. You're in a budget. Your finance minister said this is what you need. And we, senator, yeah, we saw the budget. We say, okay, yeah, it's necessary. We signed it. We say, yeah, get him the money. Did you receive that money? He's saying that he can't talk.
Is that 2.1 million? You say it's not possible. No, first he was like, no, the hell not. So when they were pushing him, now he said, oh, these guys are trying to get me in trouble.
How can people be that wicked? And that's how it happened. They'll pass the budgets, then they'll go back to that entity and get the money. So the Senate will approve the money, but all of them are corrupt. The Senate, all of them corrupt. It's a game of something. They all get kickbacks. That's how you see these senators, they are all rich. Because they all get kickbacks some way, somehow. I'm not gonna say all of them, some of them. But the one that doing things. How can one senator have challenged government or entity in transportation? Is that senator's job to provide transportation in the country?
Of the interest.
But because the country is so damn corrupt and they're all buddies,
Yeah.
somebody can allow that to fly.
Well, the CDC government, that was their buddy, yeah.
You depriving a citizen from a public funded transportation system into a privately owned transportation system.
Why you see the NTA broke down?
That's the kind of problem.
Why you think the NTA broke down on the CDC? Because of that.
Exactly. And why is it that all these senators opening drugstore and clinics? Why?
Exactly.
Why do you think? Then we are surprised that KFK are not functioning.
The health minister on the CDC that says she owns a clinic or a hospital or something like that.
So whatever donated medical equipment and stuff that's given to the country, they divert all of those things to their local practices.
Every time
they're charging people exorbitant amount of money for service in their localities. Right. Then leaving the state-sponsored entities unfunded and lack of support. That's the game. That's what they play. That's the game they play on the Liberian people. Like, I don't live in Liberia, but I see the playbook. I know the playbook, right? Deplete public service institutions, divert those resources into my own private practices and stuff like that, and then charge the people exorbitant amount of money for service that we should be providing to them on a pro bono basis. You know what I'm saying? That's the politics that they play with us. So at the end of the day, and this is not one person, and that's why we keep saying that nobody gonna help Liberian alleviate from this entanglement. We will have to untangle ourselves. This is a very bad a transaction that is happening in the country, right? And I'm telling you, man, politics not going to resolve this something. It's going to take an Arab Spring type of riot, right? I'm not going to suggest that what happened in Nepal, you know what I mean? Because that was just brazenly, bad, So you know what I mean? Because I don't want for you to get to a point where people wake up morning and go start hunting government officials here from there. You know what I mean? We already experienced that. That did not look good at all. But like I said, man, when people take advantage of a system for so long, I'm telling you, man, someday, man, people are gonna get fed up and people are gonna take action into their own hands.
And that ain't gonna happen to Ray. You want to know why?
We can only see.
You want to know why? You just said it, right? People did it, but what happens? So this is what you and I always go back and forth about, right? You said, they when we come to Congo people and native people, country people, whatever, and I said, okay. I'm not saying that they were doing anything right, but all the good old days in Liberia and all of that I hear about, it was under the Congo people. Am I lying? You and I always doing those days. That's what we hear, right? Doing those days, who was president? Doing those days, who was it? But when the country boys took over, what happened? We still feeling it today. The country's boys still robbing us. They're still destroying us to the core.
Oh, you and I agree on that. I mean, there's no denying on that.
Something is better than the other. I mean, like people always say, right? They what? Lesser than two evils. You claim to want to be. We are being suppressed. We are being marginalized. We are being this. We are being that. And all of you, bunch of haters, jealous of each other, using African son to get rid of somebody from government seat so they can get there. It's disgusting to the core. That's why I said sometimes I said the whole Democratic thing and human rights sometimes it's not for publicity like ours sometimes. I'm sorry because there's selfishness. It's just to a level that if it's me, then it's okay. But if I'm not there, then somebody doing something wrong. And then they will come instead of them proving a point that we want to show to the elites that we could do it better, and they kept us in the back all this time, right? But guess what? They came and they make it look like they were right now to even bring in closer in the first place. That's how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so and that's what's still going on. And look at the contra boy. They always have to be proud of it. If you did something like Ibrahim Traoré is doing, loving his country, I'm not talking about the way he came to power, right? Take that out of it, Touré. But see what he's doing for his country, right? If you want to come talk to me, brag to me about a country boy from Gibraltar, live in Southwind, out of the slum, do this. You should have been showing me something in Liberia that you did, extraordinary, like nobody else has done.
Right.
And you had that much love for your country, and you did that. But all you did, you are even worse than the ones that were even there before. In the looting, and the only thing you ever give to Liberia is he played for Liberia. That's the only thing. And for that, we owe you all of our children's future, our lives, our country future. We owe it to you to ruin it. Those single fins and gullible ones that flunk to you. I mean, I care about you. I support you, but when it comes to my country, no, dude. You go somewhere else. You have your success for yourself and your family, not for everybody in Liberia. Just because you were playing for Liberia, you won all the awards in sports, it did not change anything for Liberia. Nothing. It's just the name. I'm sorry. I know the decision will deal with me. However, I'm used to it. I don't care. Right? They don't like to hear the truth. And to me, that's just the fact. It's just like, he played for Liberia. Oh, Judge, we are the greatest on the continent. Oh, what country is in Liberia? That's it? Was that building hospital for the kids? Was that changing the bad roads condition out there because you play for Liberia? Till somebody get up from FIFA award and just say, because he won the award from FIFA and he from Liberia, so that go build all the roads there. So that go build all the hospitals there. So that go do no, it did not do anything. It was only your own personal riches and gain. And if you would have kept it, if you would have done something serious with it, you will be mad rich right now. You will not have to come back to Liberia and make yourself rich on the back of the poor people. That's what I'm saying. And now, when they're being investigated, some people sit down with that awful and selfish selves and try to turn it into politics and try to make it like, it's not they're going after that opponent that yes, do that. Go after them. Even this government lead, all the other people that were there in this government are doing something wrong. If you have the evidence, go after all of them. Who cares? Liberia needs to come first at some point, and I think this is the time that is taking the ship, and everybody, the next person that will come will add on to that, because it had to start from somebody to it. If this government not doing it, if they don't pay no mind like we did, they know all of the massive corruption, according to them, they will name it, but they never went after those people because they knew what it was planning to come and do. And the thing will be the same cycle that continue, right? The other people will come and say, because we're about to do ours, so we will not go after the weird-led government. and that doesn't look like it's panning out right for them, you know. So, yeah, so it's crazy, and this is like, if this property was built with government funding, I think they have the right to go to want to know, especially if they had some kind of tip on it that something wrong happened there. They have every right to do so, and if nothing was done wrong, you just go and explain yourself, right? And if these people don't have proof or anything, they won't do anything about it. Because we the Simple Liberian Board will be calling them out on it. Don't just go wish on people. Don't just go doing stuff, calling people, taking people's stuff, and not having any. That's what we always ask for, this to be transparent, you know, and be really that people, the public, will know and see what's going on, instead of just doing it behind closed door, so people can be comfortable with the process. You're muted.
You couldn't have said it any better. I mean, that's exactly how it is. I mean, I've been a, you know, component of saying, you know, the fact that somebody have not run in jail, that's why these things keep happening. The fact that somebody have not you know, been placed on death penalty, that's why these things keep happening. Look, it is not normal for people to steal from the state, right? And not only that, come back and robbing people's faces. There are a lot of people knowing that, bro, that their wealth, the source of their wealth, came from the Liberian people, you know? But somebody will have to hold somebody accountable for something. But the person that's supposed to hold you accountable, when that person is implicated in your crimes, then you become a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't win. The system is not built for holding people accountable, right? Because it seems very hard judges, you see certain in places, they are not there at the behest of the Constitution or the Liberian people. They are there to serve their own selfish aggrandizement. That's the only reason why Liberia is the way Liberia is. Look at what happened in America here. When former Illinois Governor Rob Blagojevich, if I got his name right, but I think that's his name. When he tried to sell
Obama seats,
former President Obama's Senate seat,
the Senate seat,
he said, "I got this thing. It's blinking gold." That's what he said.
That was the code.
Pitching this thing to somebody that he wanted to sell it to.
Right.
And this guy got cut. He was persecuted. He lost his governor's position. He went to jail. You know what I mean? Humiliated, cast out of the political system in the country. Done. Rob Blagojevich, done.
He's done.
That's the system that can hold people accountable. You know? Then anybody comes, saw that, how that guy persecuted, put in jail, family humiliated, his political career, you know, erased. Nobody will come to do that. Nobody will go to law school and spend all that money in law school and come and use your career to do nonsense. But Liberia, oh no. Matter of fact, Liberia, people are taught how to defraud the state. You know, there's a laundry list of people that enjoy government money. Got their riches through government money. I don't know how some of them go to sleep. Then their children are flaunting with government money. You know, putting other poetry in their faces. And to your credit, Amy, the Congo people, some of our parents ain't got education on the Congo rule. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna come here and try. When the Congo people led the country for all the years that they did, right? Exploited resources and build these very Americas that we're sitting in. Because all of them have family and relatives here. You know what I mean? They all got their homes and towns and so all that money was coming back in America, right? All we got there was Zine Sack and Zine Runs. But nevertheless, they were still able to educate. So apparently, you know, went to school. My dad went to school, graduated from Booker Washington Institute with an engineering degree in electricity. You know,
And what year was this?
did very well. My dad graduated in 1970 something.
See? So
You know,
you,
so,
I mean,
so you know what I mean? And a lot of people would say that, you know, tons of my uncles, like, you know what I mean? So they made education available for people. But look, say our native brother then took over.
oh Lord have
Education
mercy.
system is a mess. You know what I mean?
All hell broke loose.
Look at all of the Congo people. Phoebe, they were operational. I remember vividly, I probably was 3 or 4 years old when my mom told me to Phoebe. I remember that like today. She took me for polio, I think a polio vaccine or something like that. I still remember like it was yesterday. And every time I tell my mom about this, she's almost like shocked. She said, "You remember that?" I said, "Yes." You know what I'm saying? Like Phoebe didn't smell like hospital. I mean, as young as a war, I will smell. I can tell you the smell of the hospital.
I hear to smell it today.
You know what I'm saying? But when I brought back in 2018, my cousin just had an accident. A motorbike broke a leg, and they took me to Catholic Hospital.
God, it's not even funny.
I entered imagine a Catholic hospital is supposed to be
Top
elite
notch.
hospital, right? I entered elite hospital, fly one came in. The heater they said, shit. I was like, damn. Where did we go wrong as a country?
Where
You know,
I know where you went wrong. Country boys.
That's the system we got.
Let me do
You
that.
know, they're a bunch of selfish motherfuckers.
Shut your mouth.
You know what I mean? Excuse my language, but I'm so damn frustrated.
Beep.
Bunch of, you know what I'm saying?
Beep, beep.
Like they wouldn't care about themselves. They don't care about nobody else.
Yeah.
The Congo people, they were doing all that thing, but they were still able to educate your parents. You were able to educate your parents. They have schools.
Hell, well, give me
They have
police.
system. They have
Marshall
clean
territory.
water. Right? So our parents got educated under whatever rule you want to call it. But they were still able to provide education for, you know what I mean, see for our people. But you now, you call yourself native man. You been in power now since 1980.
Oh,
Who need cares?
yeah, killed people for 14 years.
We
Killed
have gotten. You know what I mean?
And then when I even talked to the Congo man from there who was trying to do something positive, what they said, well, people said they
Let's say now
it
you say
wasn't
all the
him.
other mess that you guys are talking about, right?
Yeah.
But in our oppression and repression, they were still able to
better off.
educate us. You know what I mean? They were still able to educate us. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you now, you say your country. You talk your country. Where are we? And you can't even get $300,000. You know? But you're sending pro making almost more money there than the US Speaker of the House. There is something wrong with us, Amy. There is something fundamentally wrong with us because under no circumstances, a country that is heavily reliant on donors' money, right, can pay their civil servant and government officials the kind of money we pay our government officials. Look at people that are sitting on these boards. How much we pay them? $10,000, $15,000 a month for sitting on a freaking board. What are you doing? You know what I mean? When students can't even get chalk, teacher can get chalk to teach. No school supply. Then you call yourself a country. Man, I'm sorry, man. What makes you an independent state is a group of people that are able to self-realize through self-determination and are able to do for themselves and not depend on any other person. But this is a country that relies heavily on donors' money when other people are taking their taxpayer dollar to send to you. But you in turn take people taxpayer money. That's what someone put up with Donald Trump. Look, with all the nonsense he's doing, we can talk about that. But not taking people high earn tax. I mean, you guys know how hard people work here. Taking that money and sending it to country that like brother. For money be bluff for Jordan to be flexing on money that they didn't say can't even generate for themselves. Every year they need budget support. What are you doing? Every year you need budget support. What are you doing to ensure revenue generation in your country? You know what I mean? So we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. And people blame everybody else for their problem but themselves. I'm here to tell you, the Congo did not do anything that they were, even though the Poor ruled the country for 100 years.
And they knew why they did that. Look what happened. Look at the chaos.
They ruled the country for 100 years. Absolutely can't justify how one, group of people.
No, I can justify it
for that long, but that's not yet nor there. But at the end of the day, what can be justified for that long tenure, but you can also justify for what we have done with it. You hear what I just said? Why we cannot justify for the centuries and rule of the Congo people, but we cannot justify what we have done with it for the little time that we've been at the helm, because we have destroyed everything. We have not built anything.
Exactly.
We have destroyed everything. We have not built anything. So that's what it is, man. I mean,
so I said I can justify it because, if somebody said that you are not good enough to do something to Ray, and you show up, I think you should prove that person wrong. You understand what I'm saying? You should prove that person wrong and say, oh, no, you got it all wrong. The same thing you can do, I can do better. Or I can even, do the same thing, or I can even do better, right? You should prove yourself that you are not what they say you were. Like, you are not capable. You're not educated enough. Education is not just going to the class and go learn stuff. You got to be educated in a lot of stuff, right? Educated on governance, educated on how to lead a country, educated on holding people accountable. It's not just going to class and, because I learned math, or because I learned something, I know what engineer, so I'm educated too. Please. Okay. So if somebody tells you that, and then you come to Ray, and that was the same example that we did, right? Somebody tell you that, and then you come, you start doing exactly or even worse than the person even predicted, right? Or said you were. The person with that, what they've been holding for you, what they held for you for all that time, is justified. That's what I said. I can do it. I can something. Imagine the time they did that, and the so-called person that they claimed was the one that took the last Congo man out. And that last Congo man was his plan and agenda for Liberia was so good, right? Watching those things and listening to it and something, and then you came, you got power greedy. Anybody say anything about you going after them, or you want to eliminate a whole freaking county? Are you out of your minds? Because you think you're not the president, you think that your pie born you with it, or you came out with it and this, that, and nonsense like that. And because of that, bloop, everybody else to go jump in the bush. What the hell, man? And then we 14 years destroying each other under the so-called countryman rule and something so and the chaotic thing that he created in the country and stuff like that. And since then, the other countryman that was there, he's not educated, he's not competent, he's not this. He will destroy the country when he comes. And what did he do? Exactly what everybody said he was going to do. So I mean, I don't need to say anything else. That alone, like it just every time prove what people say about them. So I mean, you couldn't have. Why I don't agree with it, but even in these Americas, there was a lot of things that were happening that was not fair to people. But over the years, as the year went by, changed it. Like people kept advocating for it. They didn't take guns to jump in the bush to go kill each other, and then come and be worse than the people they were complaining about. You know, it wasn't anything like that. Only Liberia complained that, oh, we are not being given a chance to somebody there. Uncle Baga, my feet, and everybody. I can't go and put my uncle, because my mom people there, right? They manipulated the horse and said everybody else, right? And then they came. What happened? Talking about what I call that little group said? They what they? Come on. What was these guys' name? Uncle Sam their name? They Lagwa, please help me here. What was that name?
The Progressives.
There you go. Whatever. Get something. Progressive bunch of look at people that Uncle said he's still progressing in area where he can get his money. These are the people, right? That was brainwashing people, and they came that nothing good has ever happened to our country since whatever they took over. It's disgusting. And I mean, sometimes people don't like to hear about these things because they think that, oh, but the truth needs to be told. They need to hear about it.
Lin Lagbo saying something interesting. No, Lin Lagbo, yeah, Leo, she really thinks she read down letter of the hope. You all right. So Drake, please don't buy into Amy's attempt to whitewash the deeds of the American Liberian. Those people rule over the native and subjects. It's true though.
Okay, so Lynn, I agree, right?
It is absolutely true.
But don't you agree?
They brought their same condition that they were subjected to in the Americas.
You're not
they took that same posture to Liberia. It is amazing how the war works.
So you're not listening to me, Ray. You did not listen to you and Lee did not listen to what I said. I didn't say what they did was okay, but
no, obviously you did not say that.
What are you talking about? Go replay.
No, I said you did. I'm saying that you didn't say that. I agree. You didn't say that, but
I didn't say it was okay.
But you don't have.
I also acknowledge that what the so-called country people had done kind of prove them right to not give the state power or to not whatever. And you cannot say that everything was bread and butter during those days in America here, right? It gotten so much better. So every country, and I'm pretty sure everywhere else, they had that problem. But there was Liberian people went after theirs. You would think that when these people are going to come to power, they would be like, Ibrahim Traore and what his name? Paul, Kagabi, and all of those people, and try to, do something right. But no, they didn't. They started copying the same playbook that they claimed they were against. Corruption and all of that, and even on the industrial skills, they started going with the same playbook. So this is where my disappointment comes in about them. Don't get me wrong. I do deal with my people too sometimes, but I mean, you cannot hide your face from what happened, and it's still happening in this country, in our country. Welcome, sorry.
Thank you. So sorry, what's going on?
I'm good. You've been watching us, and that kunjo boy.
Got me Leo.
Yeah, we about to close too. We about to go. Sorry, he'll do it closing. He'll do it opening and closing.
Lately, I'm following. I mean, are you guys discussing the Congo and native thing?
No, we just ran.
No, we just
freestyling.
it just happened to be.
That's a whole large conversation with a different argument perspective, and you want to go into history. Like I said on one of the conversations, everyone has a hero. Everyone celebrate their hero the way they wish to celebrate them. If you ask the native men who followed the history, journeying from how they were marginalized and bringing different arguments about how governance were, they will tell you they were wrong. they were right to have advocated the way they advocated to get power. So there's a whole argument historically, if it comes to that argument, you get somebody back in the other side that it was necessary to get the kind of democracies that we get today. But at the end of the day, you want to ask yourself few questions, right? Because as a student of history, you want to understand few things when people are marginalized, how they will go into wanting to get the kind of a freedom they are to get. You agree with me? And many of you who follow Liberian history and read the history with some level of understanding that people felt very disenchanted about a certain system, right? But like I said, at the end of the day, you want to sit and understand that, okay, this system was like this. Because some of the things that I've read and consistently follow the politics of Liberia, I don't think there's been anything here. People are just manufacture those ideas, do it their own way, and try to make it look like, yeah, this is the best idea they actually bring for the country. Now, I agree. Sometimes you want to say, oh, we need this style of leadership. We need it. We need. There's a feedback from somewhere. We need this kind of a tough system that we need in our country, because over the past period of time we have tried this system, it's not working for us. So what can we do as a country? But again, you ask yourself, how would that happen? At what point will we get as a country? But I heard you guys talking about the issue about the assets recovery. I think it's a very good thing to actually get into recovering assets, suspicious assets that you think that was accumulated with a wrong procedure. And there's an argument I run and play. I'm still to be corrected, but I don't have any records. We don't have any record of shops to show that this particular project that we're talking about, basically the first lady, that will have any projected amount that was in the budget. If we have that record there, then we can get into the conversation to say, oh, this project that we're talking about is a government project. But again, it's not only restricted to money that has been given to in the budget, because money, the way the budget works in Liberia is money has been budgeted or money has been put into some places and not reaching to those various places was not used for this particular purpose. So if they asset recovery in their mind and think that this money was into the budget for such and so reason and it was diverted to the Cloud Weir Foundation and project, and there's a proof to it to show that yes, this project actually used the money that it was not meant for, then they can go into it. Because I heard a lot of argument about, oh, the budget is a legal thing, or you cannot something the budget. That's not true. Let people start misleading the people when you talk about legality about certain things. Something can be legal, but when it's not purpose used for its internal purpose, then it becomes suspicious. And I think that's what the asset recovery doing. But what I want to caution them on in closing is, let's do this war of politics. Let's do this war of being selective. Because what I'm still to be corrected. What I've been seeing, I have not seen on the average, right? Because of recent, I saw that a minister was rearrested from the Ministry of Agriculture and later free on a bill, right? On the average, what I was trying to say, I have not seen on the average people even that we knew that work in the past government, even working in this current government. I know it's a whole process, they might reach there, but I think we should do it holistically so as to it not appearing that, oh, this is a wish, like our CDC brother would say, right? So you want to be very careful how you carry on this project, because if this process, because if you are going for bigger hills, which we all have a prayer for, because at the end of the day, we always say corruption is a sickness that actually, it got a lot to do to degenerate our government or the country as large when it comes to the issue of development, because we can have all of the good intent, but if you have corrupt officials that are not, that don't have the kind of a mindset that they have to have, we'll not make progress. Because at the end of the day, we keep recycling, we keep allotting all of the good amount in the budget to those various ministries, various entities, but we not get that as a country. So it's a whole good thing for us to fight corruption. Let's do a culture. And I know those that are in authority, they are very, very, very magnanimous. They know what they're doing. Those are folks that are actually paying the legal fee, especially when it comes to criminal cases. He knows a lot about criminal cases, and I believe that he's doing what is best for our country. But let's go across. Let's go in deep. I know they will talk about statute of limitation. If you go to any other cases that have to do with the other administration, if statute of limitation hold you, I think we say we make some progress to go beyond just the CDC government. And I think corruption is something that we all can fight, even from this show, even from our homes and all work, because the issue about corruption, I'm sorry, we're into volunteerism with all other organizations. We even talk about it from the husband and wife angle. Because there are some husband, there are some wife, I'm not want to be denigrating to wife, they corrupt soup money. They corrupt other things from the husband, right? The husband does, right? But there is something that in a layman too, you want to make the people understand how corruption starts, how corruption works. It is
Corruption is
it's a whole lot of conversation that we can have. You know that I can corrupt the soup money. That's just a joking aspect, right?
I think I don't know.
If we can start to have a conversation like that, I think our people have to understand. But I think it's a whole Google conversation. The issue about abortion, my sister, it will not finish. We'll continue to hear the issue about abortion.
Yeah.
You want the CDC were doing some of the things that were doing in the name of fighting corruption. You know the party, but then we're in opposition.
They was in abortion too.
So I mean, so it's a whole thing. The abortion thing we've been hearing it since Charlie King time, and we'll keep hearing it. But I think the government can keep doing what they have to do to fight the issue of corruption. And then we applaud the administration. Let's go beyond. Let's keep doing it. The North will always be in the market, but let's go for where we have to go and to go bar and be successful as a government. I think it was a very good show. Though sometimes it starts late, negligent on our part, but we appreciate everyone for being here. We'll try to work on things, so I actually being in time to actually strengthen this conversation. I think it's a very unique thing to be here.
Is that Mr. Davis doing the back? We going, or I don't know, 12 o'clock show don't start. We going. We're done.
You started today.
We're going. Yeah, but I had things to do, that tomorrow eating dinner. So
I come in here, my people. Y'all good night.
We all going together.
We're going together.
You're talking about leaving it, talking about you coming here.
I gotta go.
We think then what's the name do here? We're not closing, so we can go. We're all leaving. We don't want to stay here either. Mr. Deji, you're not closing now. Let's go. So I don't know.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. What you do?
Huh?
Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, go ahead. Just joking, brother.
Yeah. My brother, I just hear about corruption. Corruption in Liberia, actually, the black men born with corruption. I don't want to lie. Yeah. But that they're born with corruption, they take more than what is allocated them. Because even in our community in Liberia, when you put one bag right now, or even to the student, you say everybody can't take food. Somebody want food on the whole somebody. For you to just take one piece and go, they will never do it. And they're looking at the land long, they don't care. You bring, let's say 1,000 pieces of chicken drum. You finish frying it, say today at Thanksgiving, they will go get people food. So, but you already get any one, everybody take one, some people say go there, they will take 3. Some people will take 4. All the way you get any one that they will only take 1. That's just how Liberia looking. Liberia, our representatives, our senator, they want more. Every year they increase the salary. Forgetting to know the district they represent, the people that elected them, they don't even get food to eat. They can know when they say agriculture break, they can know agriculture finance to even employ people to go work for them. They just take that money and come America for American break. Instead of they just say European or free break. Instead of say agriculture break. Well, when they say agriculture break, you're going to go buy home. To go do something for your people. Employ 10 or 15% at least to work on your farm. You will elevate them, and they don't say they will elevate somebody too. But now our own people, our people concerned to corrupt. When you go see them, my man, you not see the desk.
They themselves.
When you go there, you not see the desk, my man, clean the desk now. Even those that can ship container when you go to that port, when they finish clearing your container, give it to you now. To get us out of that port, you'll be clearing until you get out of the port.
So what are you clearing now? If you already cleared the container?
Yeah, if you clear the container, but you gotta clear the police, you gotta clear immigration, you gotta clear the fire service, you gotta clear all of them. You gotta clear them.
Jeez.
All of them. Then the other men gonna follow your container. The group, and you 3 or 4 people gonna follow the container from commerce. They're gonna count their custom people. They say, my man, the whole container just your 1,500. You can all anything you want to all do in front of your container. Yeah,
1,500. They know how to save the money.
Yeah, so they will cost some money to you. So you can say, my man, when the customer is scared, some people can give up to them. Because somehow, one small thing a day, it will not on the lazy. The one arrest the whole container. You can't see them with people coming, oh, my man, they may have illegal something. In the container, you have this one, they're trying to make things out of nowhere. Because they want him to get them a lot of money. And you say, you're not giving it to them. You can leave on it. They will go, they will not take nothing from you. But you got to be strong. So, Liberia, we just got to pray for the country because Liberia is very sick. The country got money, but only few people enjoying it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Samin. Thank you, everyone, for coming here today and watching us. Yeah, we encourage the access, we encourage them to continue to do their jobs. The same people who are criticizing them now, who are trying to turn this whole thing as wisdom, they were the same people saying that they were dead, they were just blah, they were just people that come like eating and like burn for money and this and that. So now that they're doing their jobs, my only thing is that nobody should go after anyone if you don't have evidence. If you don't, even we all know what had been done, right? But when you go to that court, you're not saying, "Look at this. The documentations had to be presented." So and it should be transparent, and that's what we want to see. If this whole Hope Foundation was built from government something, so why would someone say is it private? Okay, if it's private, now that they're calling for all of the document, where the money came from, they have the right to know, right? Your husband was the president of our country. And people are saying that, oh, this amount of money went into it, and you said that's my own personal money. I said, okay, so he had to do that all the time. If they're investigating, they have the right to know. If something is being investigated, it doesn't mean because they claim that, oh, because somebody says it's private, so that you just let it go like that. Where did you get money from a hair store to come open that massive city for Liberian children? I doubt it. Even if it wasn't in the budget, there are other ways they were taking money. Okay, that wasn't in the budget. We know that. We heard of that from their own inner circles. So their whole, if it's in the budget or not, that's not even the thing, right? I think they should just be transparent and do the right thing while they're doing these investigations. And once it's that, let everybody else, whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing, put it behind them and be done with it, and just do their jobs. And with the whole like whatever they call Congo and this thing. Now I'm not saying people did right by treating other people like something, but what I'm saying is that they're having
say it. Don't say treating other people like Sonny. Say it. Treating other people like slaves. That's what they do. That is some of the unspoken infractions caused by a certain segment of your ancestors. I mean, and you have to own that.
Oh, I thought crime is not transferable. Oh, is that what we're doing now?
No, because, but I mean, we're not transferring it on you though, but it's part of it's part of their legacy that
you have to balance the argument.
It's part of their legacy that you have to be. You know what I mean? Don't shy away from it. Don't say treat people like something. Nah, say it. Say the word.
Oh, so Ray trying to tell me what to say now. Okay.
But Amy, you become a Congo woman issue now.
But listen, Ray, my thing I'm saying is that everything we ever heard about Liberia being good was during those days. Nobody here can can deny that. Sorry, you heard a story about Liberia. I know you and myself don't know. Doing Lango they did, doing that, we didn't know any of that. Say we. All of the history that we hear today doing such and such time, Liberia was there with Ethiopia, with this other person, with that other person, they were doing this, they were doing that. When was those days? When they, according to your Congo people, were doing this, they were doing that, right? Okay, which were bad. Every man are created equal. You come and meet people on the net, and you're supposed to something. But yes, why are we holding to that? Now they're talking about force, violence taken by force. Isn't that the time that we're supposed to suck it to the man, to show the man that we are, better than that, that we can do what they said we couldn't do? That is their argument. I'm something here, but since they took over, Suarez, what had happened? What good thing have we had? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying whatever happened those days were good.
Look. We have had. You want to know some of the good things that have happened?
Yes, tell me.
We have had transitional democratic governance.
If you don't cut it out.
We have had, but you ask me now, we have now have women suppressing people for 27 years in power. You ask me a question, let me answer you now.
No, because it done nothing for Liberia. It done nothing for Liberia, right? After killing each other for 14 years, right? Destroying everything that was there. Huh? And then we come back and say that
will do the other argument.
We and then we say,
I'm surprised that Amy saying it's done nothing for Liberia. Then you're not, I'm sorry to say then you're not willing.
What?
I'm sorry to say that you're not willing to sit on the show to say I've done nothing for Liberia. Then you're not willing.
What are we reading for, right? You still crying for doing the right thing.
Democrat, because when you sit on the platform and say Democrats has not helped Liberia in transitional as a governor upon governor. Let's look at from post-war democracy up to the time we are now. You're talking about Congo rule, all those things. Let's leave that, right? If you say from that period up to this time have not helped Liberia, then I don't know what you're really for. I don't know what you're looking
at. Because one person leaving and another thief coming, another thief leaving and another thief coming. That's the
you could say thief.
No, listen now. And we start crying for the country being better. We start crying for good hospital. We start crying for doing the right thing. That's the good thing, that because one person leave and the other person come. That's the good thing that never happened before. Come on, man. We're talking about something tangible that has changed people's lives. That has happened, that Liberia is not crying for all of this thing.
So can you point out some of the tangibility in the past?
8 years old. We are the least in that region. And then you're telling me, but because one person leaves, the other person comes to us, so that's a big achievement there.
Madam spokesperson for the Congo rule.
Is that helping the people?
Madam spokesperson for the Congo rule. Can you tell me some of the tangibility in the past?
So your own achievement that you based it on, it's not what I'm basing on. I want something that Liberia will see today and be like, oh, look at a Rwanda. After all of our nonsense, at least we got it together. Okay. At least the poor making and they did this, they did that. Those are the kind of thing I want to see, not because one person leaves, the other person comes. That's not what I'm talking about. Sorry. That's
so
not what I'm talking about.
You've been very interrupted.
No, you're being interrupted because this is not closing.
But you keep your money ready, you be interrupted. When you ask questions, you wait. And that is why you do sometimes. It's bad. When you ask questions, you wait, that the person learn.
Question. I'm doing my
behavior. You don't have to do that. Just listen to me now. You ask the question, I try to outline
I did not ask you
some of the things. No, you ask the question, right?
You not do that.
You clearly ask the question. You can't be talking back and forth for the listening audience.
Don't tell me I'm being disrupted. You did your closing.
That's what you doing.
This is my closing. You don't talk about closing. You telling me I'm being disrupted. This is my closing, dude. What's wrong with you?
Why you gonna do this? You already closed.
No,
we're having a conversation.
If I already closed, then why are we having another conversation?
You did already close.
I'll be disrupted. What's wrong with you?
I come in with a point, but you're being disrupted, Amy. You gotta
No,
play
no,
cool.
but don't come here and tell me say I'm being disrupted.
But that's
This
why
is
you're
my
doing
closing.
that. You're making the
And
show
you
look
try to
bad.
interrupt
Okay,
my
sorry,
closing.
sorry,
You make the
sorry.
show look bad if you can't give people a chance to speak out.
Sorry,
No,
she
you
We're
have
said.
having
your
a
time to
conversation,
speak
right?
out. You
Sorry,
make
she
it sound
said.
bad
Sorry,
because you want
sorry,
to
she said she didn't
rerun
ask
the
you
show.
question.
You had your time to speak up. You did your closing. It was my closing I was doing. You do not interrupt my closing. You tell me I'm making sure the low bad. You're making it a low bad because when somebody closing, the other person be quiet. When you're doing your closing, we all sit down and listen to you. Just because you don't like what I'm saying doesn't mean you should interrupt my closing. Then you got the audacity to tell me say I'm being disrupted. How is that fair?
Okay, so look.
You are very moderate and listen to you.
No. When I do my closing, that's the end of the show. You don't come and rebrand the show. Do that.
Look,
It
but
may
then,
not be like dictator.
I mean,
I know
It's
you're somebody who's
not
gonna be
shit.
very tolerant.
No, we can leave you on the show so you can something. You came late.
But
You said
when-
you were closing. You did your closing.
So you want
Mr.
to listen small
David
too
did
now?
the closing. You want to talk? You say you want to say something, but don't tell me say I'm being disrupted. That's why I disagree with you.
Oh,
because
that only part I really hurt
I
you.
gotta run.
You do your closing.
That's
So
the
you
only
gotta
part
do
I really
that.
hurt you. And you're being disrupted. That's being truthful. Because you already did your closing.
Just because you saying
And
this
we're coming
already.
in a conversation, you see now?
Yes, just
That makes
because
the
you
look-
saying
it
that,
makes
no,
the
because
show
I will
look
not let you
bad.
have that. I will not let you have that because it's not true. You will say because you said it, so it's true. No, it's not true. When
Okay,
we
guys,
close here,
are we gonna move on now?
You are being disrupted. Own it, then we can move on. But you're not coming here gonna catch something here and you think it's supposed to be class in school. You did your closing. You came late. You did your closing. You done. Everybody did that. I'm doing my closing because you don't like what I'm saying.
Well,
You
I didn't do my
me.
closing though, and
Yes, you
and
did.
I'm still waiting to close.
You did. Then I'm doing my closing and you won't have to
You see, I
stop me.
listen to you
You're
now.
having a new
I
show,
listen
you
to
have
you
a
for
show
2 minutes. Can
every
you
day.
sit and listen a little bit?
No, I will not sit down and listen to you because why?
You see
You're
now?
not being honest with it.
You mean
If you want to be
dictatorial.
honest and say, okay, Emmy,
But
say
then
you do your
I
closing
mean,
and I say something, then you have the right.
It
But
may
you're
not
not
be
coming
fair
here
to the
do my
platform
closing and you
tonight,
want to
man. You
stop the
gotta be
closing because you don't like
moderate
what I'm
sometimes.
saying, then you want to tell me that I'm being disrupted. That's
But
the
that's what
part
you're
I'm thinking.
doing. That's what you're doing.
Well,
But you don't
I'm
want to
done.
hear it.
So you are not listen to me. Sorry.
all right, guys,
You're not gonna do that.
let move on now. It's all right now because
No,
we're not making no progress.
Can't tell me about
Let-
election,
you see,
but then I agree
let
when
move
you
on.
want to tell me so I've been disrupted. Don't
That's
tell
what
me
you're
that.
doing.
You
But
done
you
your
don't want to hear
closing.
it.
Go home. The show ends when I do my closing. So don't tell me so I've been
You're
disrupted.
being dictator right there now. Let me use
That's
another
okay.
one.
Tell me whatever you want to
Okay, let's get to
because
Ray
I don't
Chance.
want
That's
to
to Ray
talk.
close.
I want to talk. Because after her closing, you still want to talk. So somebody be a dictator. That's okay.
Let's get to Ray Chance to close on.
Go ahead, Ture. It's not funny. Don't come and be making rules because y'all want to something. Go ahead. Let's go.
No, that's too harsh. Don't go on me like that. I mean, I respect you a lot.
I do too.
Don't tell me say being rude. No. I mean,
No, I said you're making a
I will not
rule.
use that word on you either. Don't tell me that.
All right. If you don't understand what I said, ask me. I did not say you being rude. I said you want to make another rule for the show. That's what I said. So ask me a question. Now who's being disrupted?
So look, at the end of the day, we're gonna make sure we put everybody on record here. You know, and we're not gonna allow Amy to now confront or at least accept one of Liberia's original sins.
I did.
You know, our people were ill-treated, brutalized,
I get
enslaved. And a lot of them have stories that were dismissed. And those are the truths, right? One group of people ruled the country for 133 years. 133 years. Thank you, Lynn Lacroix, for
when I make the math.
For 5% of the population. 5% of the population ruled the country for 33 years. Go figure, right? But look, if we should be fair, there is no justifying slavery, inhumane, treatment towards it, majority of the population, like what we see in other places of the world right now.
Absolutely.
But these are just human nature. People always take advantage of who they can take advantage of. It don't matter if these things, it don't matter if your skin color or what have you. But this is the thing though. You can talk about that, then also talk about what we have done as natives.
Isn't that what
You know what I mean? You can talk about that and talk about all of the ugly nature of that rule. But you can also look at what we have done, sorry. You know what I mean? Because we can't accuse people for subjecting us to certain conditions, and why we have the opportunity, for as long as we have been given the opportunity, they have not come close to what they're able to do. Some of our parents, with lack of opportunity shown to them, lack of access, but they were still able to go to school through a very like my dad was taught by one Catholic bishop in Banga. Nice school, because all they did was work at, you know what I mean, like throughout the day, right? That's how some of our parents were able to go to school, but he was able to make it way through Booker Washington Institute, got a degree there from, you know what I mean, as an electrical engineer, through that system.
Yeah.
But now let look at Liberia today, bro. Let's look at Liberia today. When you got, I don't even think we have any Congo senator in Liberia right now. They are all natives. All of them.
Representatives.
From top to bottom. But we can't even get the bare minimum for our people. And these are people, they all represent constituents, districts. They got their own villages. They got their own towns. But he can't even do the bare minimum.
It's the same as slavery,
Under
right?
the Congo rules, you have all the all the medical facilities, they are all functional. Under the Congo rule. But now look at our own day. You can't even get anything. Right? So these are some of the things we're talking about. Why it was bad under the Congo people in terms of the discrimination, the lack of access to resources and stuff like that. But the system still works. People still have access to carry their children to school. People are being educated through that system. But now they took that whole country, they give it to you. Everything we have gotten is chaos. We got a civil war that was partly sponsored by the scene, you know what I'm saying? Ellen Johnson, she got some Congo blowing up. Charles Taylor, obviously. Seeing people came back, right? But all that was also co-sponsored by us. We joined in, we kill each other. $250,000. 250,000 lives according to their estimate, but I think it's more than that.
It's more.
I really feel like million people die in that civil war. But that's what we have, and up to today's day, after the war, people can say everything about Charles Taylor, right? When Charles was president, there were rules and order. Obviously it was a military rule, but people were being behaved so kind of way. But Ellen King, what did we get? Ellen infused the system with a lot of natives, more natives in Ellen administration than any other administration. But we didn't get nothing.
But we still talking about that native thing. Like, everybody is native now.
Joe Yakim and what? The whole administration, almost 95%, top position were all from the Southeast. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Baka, right? So at the end of the day, I'll close on this. While we recognize the original sin committed by the American Liberians, for as long as they were in a reign of 133 years, but you could see system.
Don't trust Lynn like what math. You're not adding up.
System being implemented. You could see government functioning. You know, you could see education, healthcare, and all of these things were going. But majority of the population I take over now, all we seeing is chaos. All we seeing is resources not getting to places that resources are allocated.
Enslaving the people in a way.
They project budget, they go back and take the money, you know, they approve the budget, but then go back and take the very money that they get approved for the very entity that they approved the money for. So that's what we're getting. There's lawmakers getting rich, schools, you know. I mean, it's just a bad thing. But yeah, that is all I wanted to say. I mean, we can have I think we need to talk about these things too. We need to have this, because once you have this conversation, it's really open up.
I know some people will feel, we should, and let's start coming by, but because we really gotta go. But I know some people will feel some type of way about those things, but it has to be said, and you just said it right. While we can acknowledge the wrongdoing, let's also talk about what happened since that, according to the wrong, was corrected. What have we gained?
It's part of our history. We can run away from it. Yeah, sorry, you go ahead, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes be very healthy, right? You know, I mean, my point of argument was all about balancing the argument, because you can never read history without looking at the back where we came from as a country. So that was my point was, it was not to back what is happening or what has happened in the past, right? Look, you look at the great Nicaragua was places that people were, but why you think people went into war or the fourth war? Because people were suppressed. People did not feel inclusive, right? And you can sit on this platform and agree with me when it comes to the native and conquer argument that people were not inclusive. People have to use different set of names at certain point in time before you be inside certain institution, right? I mean, if we had the kind of a system that people feel within their mind, oh, we are not being inclusive, then at the end of the day, we head up for something. We regret some of the things that happened back in Liberia. There's no justifiable reason to go into war and destroy a country, but there must be a reason why these things happen. That was my point of argument. If we have to bring all the issue about, oh, during the Congo time, these things happen, we had a system, we had these things. No, there was certain group of people who feel that, yes, we had all these things, but we are not to certain positions that we have to be. And we feel that we had the land more than the others. Or we had the land that people, they felt that they were stranger, more as compared to them. So they're going to what they're going to. We all regret it as a nation. There's no justifiable reason to say, okay, we did this because we failed it. We know where we are as a country right now. Even those that we actually elect, we put them in power. On average, what are they doing better, right? That was just my point of argument or balance of argument. We to come to getting history right, there must be the root cause of what actually make history to be very unique. So I mean, that was just my point of argument, not to really back or defend some of the things that are happening right now. But people felt within their mind, they were marginalized, they were suppressed, there were a lot of things going on. And you know, you talk about the issue about slavery and all the stuff, different aspects that was happening, that they were not cool.
Well, sorry, we don't know whether you're watching it from the beginning, but we talk about that too. We talk about what the Congo people were doing.
But you did not acknowledge it like the way to read did. Your point of argument was always driven.
I don't know why you said
that. Your point of argument was always driven. Your point of argument was always driven from the issue of Congo. Oh, the native people. No, when you make argument that you appear very imbalanced. Then at the end of the day, people don't see you arguing.
I'm sorry if it didn't come out the way you wanted to come out.
Not me.
My argument was very clear.
Not me specifically.
I can't say it the way you want me to say it so you can suit your float your boat. But my argument was very clear. While I acknowledge what was done wasn't right, but since we got whosoever who wanted to be in power, what has our country gained? That was and that's the same thing to Reza. Whether he came up mesmerizing it and doing all that, if he wanted me to massage it and something, What they're not doing. If that's what you want me to do, Tourette myself got a different way of presenting stuff. I say the way I say Tourette has the way of saying, but exactly what Tourette said is what I said. Why nobody said, oh, somebody said, somebody, and you talk about people have to change their name before they get something. No, those people were staying with those people, and the people that were staying with were the one that changed their name. They did not change their name voluntarily to gain position. When you stay with a Congo man, they change your name. Your name stands to country, but you don't change your name because you wanted to get certain position. No, that's not what was going on. So that's
I'm sorry,
I mean,
again.
what I'm saying, suppressing somebody else is a good thing.
I'm sorry you have not been reading the history of Liberia. You need to go and read it properly.
All right, sorry.
So sit on this platform and say people who live with people, that was the reason to change their name. It's starting. And stop misleading the people like that. Because that was not the reason. That was not the root cause of some of those changes of name. You can go back and look at how the University of Liberia was run. You can go back and look at other institutions.
So when our native man was staying with the Congo man, they didn't change their name. The Congo man did not change his name. The native man said, decided, if I don't change my name, that Congo man will not take me. That's what you're telling us.
So you can say that was the factor. I don't know what
you're talking about. I'm not talking about factors or whatever.
That was the reason they were changing their name.
I'm not talking about factor or whatever you present here. I'm talking about things that happen. So I don't know what you're talking about. Talking about factors. I'm not talking about factors of them doing it. I'm talking about things that I know. That people stay with people, they change their names. I had that. Don't I not? Things
you heard that. You see,
something.
You speculating again. You heard that.
The one that want a certain job, that one they that still want to change their names. What are you talking about, man? It's already late. Let's go. I don't know where you coming for here. Factors. I'm talking about what happened. He telling me say I'm not reading the history. Maybe my own book was crippled. What they read one. But what happened to your video? Thank you guys for being here. I know these conversations will not be suitable to everybody, but they have to be said. And you may not like what I said. And I may not like what you said, but you don't come here and can tell me how I'm not reading book. Y'all read all the book, and glory be to y'all. But hey, what did your book take our country? That's all we're saying. But good night, everyone. Thank you for being here and being with us, screaming at each other every time. We will have these discussions, and everybody want to act like they know it all, but we don't know it. We still want how we feel, and that's all. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Will I be here tomorrow? That's why we were here tonight. We may get late here tonight. I really have to go. My daughter's calling me to go do some seasoning. And good night, everyone. See you guys willing Friday. Have a great Thanksgiving.